Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020. Today we're jumping back into Puerto Rico after our Puerto Rico. Look at a word and I just say it. We're jumping back into Amazulu after our successful uh, international break with Kenda. Today we're going to be playing against the Vita Club in a pretty challenging Continental Cup match that we absolutely need to win because our aspirations are moving well beyond the first leg of the cup. So we absolutely need to win it, and it's a challenging match away. And then we have an away match against Polokwane City back in South Africa. So we actually have a pretty tough couple matches today. At least we get a good break to get everyone trained up after the preseason, which I noticed we badly need because we didn't have much of a preseason. So getting the team into a form where they're ready to compete is relatively challenging this year. The board's still giving us money because we're still painfully in the hole, but I don't see that stopping before the stadium is finished. Ooh, and I hadn't looked at the exact dates. That is brutal. A Sunday, Tuesday gap, with our Sunday match being where's Vita Club from? I can't remember. In the Congo. So then we have to travel back from the Congo, get people match fit, and try to field something of a competitive team against Polokwane. I might almost have to write the Polokwane match office just willing to lose, which I hate for our first Premier League match of the year, but I might just have to write that one off given the importance of the Vita Club match and how close they are together. We've got Black Leopards in the Knockout Cup, so that's not horrible. Black Leopards are a little below us, so we should be able to beat them. They're actually one of the better draws we could have gotten. Oh, I could have just clipped to the screen. It would have given me their reputation. But they're not a bad draw for this. Got a new coach in. That's always fun. What's this guy look? Pretty mid. But that's alright. We can't afford a top tier coach right now. All our coaching staff that we're bringing in is probably going to be mid. Ooh, friendly with Martinique. That'll be fun. By fun, I mean we'll probably murder them. Ecuador, that'll be a tough one. And Curacao, another pretty easy one. But yeah, I will take all of these friendlies. Fill up those international breaks where we didn't have much going on. It's weird to have this long a gap where nothing's really going on. um, I should have time to recover from this match, so I'm going to let them go. I might be making a mistake here. When's that reserve match? That's unfortunate. Losing Senamela is painful. Lacala is doing pretty well in practice. That's nice to see. He's actually getting to be a pretty good player for us. If only he had an easier name for me to remember how to say. It's not hard to actually say. It's just I always keep messing up because it feels like it shouldn't be Lacala. It feels like one of those syllables shouldn't be there to my brain, so I constantly want to drop one. I think I've finally figured it out. Lacala is going to have to do a lot of work because I was planning on Senamela being a very important player. We're getting into the nice position where I actually don't have to make a lot of lineup changes, which is what we want, because a lot of the problems with the club come about when you're switching people in and out all the time. Problem is that we just have some holes. Like Matia's not great, Mirosavic's not at the level I want. Lacala is actually, like, he's turning into a good player for us, but not for this position. He shouldn't be playing out on the wing, but Senamel is the only person I have out there. Tao's not great. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. So we're getting there, but it's going to be on Nidlevo to shore up the fact that these three players are all below the level I'd want. And I just don't have better players to slot in there. The good news is it's 2-leg tie with Vita Club, so we can draw them. And then we have them at home. 1 to 2 defenders. Well, Lacala can play as a supporter. That gets me down to 2 defenders. And CB's out. Finally have a team that could use him. And we lose him for 6 weeks. Safema's only 1 to 3 days. I was wondering why he was showing an injury when I was in that screen. Don't mind that binging. My phone's just having a seizure over here. Oh, hey, we managed to move Kenda up 2 places. Nice. Domini's struggling with his loan. tell him to get his shit together. I might have to recall him just because the team's getting spread so thin. I might need more players. We are still favorites against Vita Club. That's nice to see, but I'm worried given the amount of players we've lost over the summer. At least Safema recovered from his injury in time for this match. We have played Vita Club before, and we beat them both times. But it's going to be too hot there, so we're going to have injury risks and increased stamina drain, which is a problem. Very good pitch, at least. But still, given the way the schedule's looking, those injuries we took, not looking forward to this match at all. And yeah, I think we're going to have to shuffle out. We're going to have to shuffle out Safema. He says he's good to go for the match, but I'm not risking hurting him more if I can field a decent enough team without him. And I think we're playing for a draw here. Like, we're the better club, and we could play for a win, but I think we just need to play for the draw here. Get them at home, where we don't have 3 2-star players in the field, and hopefully some of our injury problems have cleared up. Because Sinaga's below the level I'd want. Siasi's actually better than who I had in there. Lakala is still not great. Mirosavic's not good. Mirosavic's not good. Now we've got Sketlang there, who's not good. Tao's still not good there, but with this shuffle around, at least we don't have any injured players on the pitches. Siasi might be struggling a bit because I let him go on the reserves in the assumption that he wouldn't be needed for this match, but those are the risks you take sometimes. I feel alright. Like, we're not bringing the team I would have wanted before those injuries happened. But I think we're okay. We have a tendency to overperform in these sort of matches. And I don't think most non-South African teams are really prepared for the South African style of football. In my observation, I've noticed that a lot of times they just get blown out by wing play. So I don't know if it's an issue with the game or if there is something where, like, most African teams just don't play wing play and so they don't know what to do with it. Which would be cool if that was a true thing about African football and they modeled it accurately in the game. Oh, that would have been a nice go-ahead goal. But I'm okay with a 0-0 draw here. I'd like to win it for my pride, but I'm perfectly alright coming back to South Africa square and just getting the result in the second leg of this tournament. Nice play from Adam there. Polokwane perhaps shouldn't have tried to take that on his own, but it was a nice attack up until that moment. If we can just be patient, break them down. Attack up this left-hand side because we're pretty weak on the right. And if we can go into the half up a goal, I'm going to be pretty happy. And there we go. Sketlong gets it. Ironically, one of the players I was complaining about, assisted by Mirosafovic, another one of the players I was complaining about. So we're going into the half up a goal, and I feel pretty good about our ability to hang on to this lead. Geez, what a dark day. I thought it was supposed to be sunny. It must be one of those cloudy, humid as hell days. Adam gets a yellow card, so we're in potential trouble on the right side if anyone gets more cards against them. I'm going to have to consider that when substituting. I'm surprised people aren't more tired, honestly, given how hot it is. I thought we'd be having more trouble with that, but we seem to be doing alright, which is good because I'm going to need to push them hard against Polokwane as soon as we get back. I'm half tempted to take them off of attacking and put them to balance just to not tire them out. But we're controlling the game so well that I don't want to risk losing our 1-goal lead. And I think if I have to pick a match to prioritize, this is more important than the Polokwane match. Even though it's going to really suck to go down to like 15th or 16th place in the league, and I'm sure the board will start yelling at me even though it's only after one game. And the only reason we're so far down is a lot of other clubs have already played like 4. I think if I had to choose one to sacrifice, that's the better one to sacrifice than this. Alright, let's see who can come off. Everyone's playing well almost. Except for Tao. Tao's playing badly, so he's made it easy for me. I'm going to get my Nick Sully more game time. He's turning into like a super sub for me. Even though he's not really of the quality that I want to be putting in there. He's as good as Tao. He's improved, but I'd like someone better, but he's just the best option I have, and it seems like every game I need him almost. He can cover a lot of positions, which is nice. I was hoping to get one of my yellow cards off the pitch, but I couldn't let Tao go out there with his 6.4 performance and just keep going, because that's the sort of thing they can eventually take advantage of. And a 1-goal lead isn't that strong of a lead. How did that not go in? Beautiful play from Adam there. Fountain's starting to get tired. I think we're going to start getting a lot of those messages just with the heat that we're playing in. think Saketlong was offside the whole time there. Going to VAR. I'm pretty sure this is going to be called back. Yeah, he was offside. Wait, let's see. Siassi's not having a very good game. I'm going to get him off for Mattia. He's also not great in that position, but this is kind of a preventative substitution. Yes, he wasn't playing that well, and I wanted him. There we go. Mirosavic scored, assisted by Nick Selle, so we should be through. I can't see them scoring twice in the last 15 minutes, but what I was saying, I wanted to get Siassi off because I think I'm going to need him in 2 days, and so I don't want to tire him completely out. And now the sun is out. We were just in a huge shadow. That's why it was so dark during the previous highlight. Great play by Saketlong to stay on that. Alright, last sub. Everyone's playing good, but all the tired people are playing the best, and all the people with yellow cards. Think I'm just going to take Polokwane off, because I don't want to take anyone that's playing really well off, even though they're tired. So I'll get Monty Bantwa some playing time. Barely play this guy. Let's see what he has to offer. He's only useful. There's why I barely play him. But I'm going to need to have some people ready to go. So here's a good chance for him to get a little bit of experience. We don't need a third goal. Is he going to get red carded right at the end of the game? That would be embarrassing. No, just a lecture. And we don't even get to take the free kick. It was so close to the end of the game. I'm not going to complain. Nadlovo made his 175th career appearance. Excuse me. And Polokwane made his 50th appearance for us. Referee had a perfect game managing that one, so that's cool to see. I've never seen a referee have a perfect game since I noticed that stat. That went really well. Now, can we keep it going for Polokwane? Mirosavic somehow managed to be our player of the match. Was not expecting that, but I like Mirosavic, but I'm playing him out of position. I didn't think he'd do that well where I had him. Oof, we're going to have a rough week next week again. And this is the thing, the schedule just doesn't let up when you're in this many tournaments. I hope I can undo some of these changes closer to the match, because I really don't like the team that I've currently got getting some practice. Like Tao back here is really not something I'm happy about. Excelle, I don't want to be playing this far back. Although it looks better on paper than I thought it did. Matia's not great, we knew that. Sanaga's not great, knew that. Lacala is not good at all, we knew that. Tao's pretty bad there, that's a problem. Nixella is horrible there, that's a problem. And Lottie Banthwa's not great here. But otherwise, we still have something approaching a team that's an awful lot of players that aren't as good as I'd like. But it might be enough that we can gut it through. I mean, Polokwane are supposed to be real bad, so. We'll see what we can do, but I hope some people are ready to come back into the side at game time. Four to five attackers they think we should have. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, Matendwa, not great. I can set Nixella to be an attacker and he doesn't get any worse. Makes us really bad at that section of the pitch, but we're terrible there anyway, so. This is a case where I'm considering fielding a bad team and just hoping we're less bad than the opposition. Matendwa's been playing really well for us lately. But complimenting him doesn't do me any good because he was already perfect. He's going to have to play good for at least one more match. And he's another one that doesn't benefit from being complimented anymore. Alright, so Fema's back. Ward's not ready to come back into the team. We don't have a lot of injuries, but the injuries we have are really devastating. Good conditions for a match, though. 21 degrees and wet is kind of what we want to see. Breezy's not ideal, but it'll affect both sides equally. Let's see if anyone's ready to come in. Less than I'd like. I was hoping to be able to get Nixella out of the back there, but I cannot. Still, this Sefema's tired, but this looks better. It's still not great. We still have Matias, Sanago, Lacala, and not great. Nixella's really bad. Tao's not great, but we're looking better. This is a team I feel like can get a result. We're showing that we've got some of the more inexperienced players in there because they're not anticipating good openings. But fortunately, Polokwane are not very good either, so we're able to still maintain pretty good control here. Like I said, this is going to be a battle of bad teams that we just have to try to be less bad. If we can keep the press, I think we're all right because our attackers are decent. It's mostly in the defensive lines that we're not at the caliber I'd like to be. And of course, that's right where the holes that Polokwane are attacking are. But it's something we're going to have to get good at dealing with because this season we're just going to have to field bad teams sometimes. The schedule is too tight and we fired too many people to have a good side for every match. It's going to be picking and choosing which good players we can put in when. Oh, we drew a penalty. This might be exactly what we need to get ahead. CSE's a pretty good penalty taker. But not good enough in this case. The big issue is Nixella. Nixella is well below the caliber I want, especially in a defensive role. I'm more willing to take a really bad attacker. Polokwane are picking up a bunch of knocks, though. That's not something I want to encourage, but it's probably good for us. Oh, but they still go ahead with Mofokin scoring a goal assisted by Manuel. It's only one goal, though. We can fight back from this, but so far this match is not going well for us. Still, if we can pull it back even by the half, I'm going to be pretty happy. There we go. Tunkara pulled it back, assisted by Lakala. I think the big issue we're having here, even more than just the poor quality of players we're having in, is that this is the first time I've really been pressured on my selection so far this season. So a lot of these guys aren't very familiar with the formation, and Polokwane are being really good about getting into those gaps and intercepting slightly off-target passes. But still, it's going to be 1-1 going to the half unless something outrageous happens here. And we can pull that back. I feel like as Polokwane tired, there's a goal in it for us. Sinago just saved us from an XLA mistake. I'm not going to be too hard on him for mistakes in this game. He's playing at a position he's woefully unequipped to play at. But I just had to put someone there. Okay, that was an interesting, whatever the hell that was. Team's doing pretty good given the caliber of players I have in there and how unfamiliar they are with the formations because I just don't use some of these guys. At least not in the roles they're playing. So I'm pretty happy to still be even. And like I've been saying, I do think there's another goal in here when Polokwane get tired. Sinago drew a yellow. Given the position he's being asked to play, Nixeli's actually doing alright for himself. And there's that second goal. Tunkara scored it, assisted by Matenjwa. So now we're up a goal, and I think we're good enough to stay that way. We managed to claw our way up to 7th despite having less matches played than anyone ahead of us in the field. I don't think goal differential is going to matter for a long time because we're just going to be so far behind the number of matches played. Oh, I need to make a sub. And it needs to be Siasi because he's playing horrendously despite the rest of the team doing well. So Minkube, it's time to show me what you've got. Not very much back there, but yeah, 2 stars is about the best I'm going to get from him. I don't like having him in. I don't want another bad defender, but I couldn't let Siasi keep going with the game he was having. If we can seize the initiative back, we're good. Which we have. Much like the last match, I don't want to turn off attacking here, even though it might be better for us to go to balanced, just because we're getting most of our results by pressuring them. And if we ease up on the pressure, they might be able to take advantage of the weak spots in our lines that they're just not getting a chance to find. Pretty good strike there, even though we missed, given that it was almost taken away from us. Right. Everyone's playing well now. I'm going to get Safema out of there for later. I've got tons of options to put in for Safema. So I'm going to let Johnson show me what he's got. Another guy I don't play hardly at all. Because that's the thing. I've got a ton of options who can play here, but they're all bad. Like Johnson's 1.5 star, but everyone in that position is going to be bad. I'm mostly just trying to make sure Sfema's going to be ready to go in the next match. Minkube looks so uncomfortable there. He's not good as a wing back at all, but he's the only player I had on the bench that could play that role at all, so he's going to have to tough it out for another 11 minutes. You know, he might be the hero of the match with that slide tackle there. Sub, everyone's pretty much playing well. I'm going to take Tau off for the last little bit. I got some people that can go in for him. So I'll let Malongo go in. We're going to force Minkube to get some degree of familiarity with the position by keeping depending on him. Nice strike from Tunkara there. Unfortunately, most of the changes I've made have made the team worse, and often in positions I can't afford for us to get any worse, but I need to hope that fresh legs can make up for lack of skill. Because at this point, we are no longer the better team on the pitch. Polokwane are definitely better than what we've got out there right now. Tia gets a yellow. If I can get another goal, I'm going to feel very good. But trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead is nerve-wracking when you know you're the worst team. And unfortunately, there was no way to keep a healthy squad rotation and not become the worst team here. Oh, that was brilliant defending. We were in so much trouble if that breakaway had actually worked. And that's one thing I have to give this team credit for. They've got heart. These guys will fight to the end. I've very rarely had a match where they've shown up and just checked out for the entire match. It'll happen, especially when they're tired towards the end of the season. But most of the time, they will fight like hell. And we did it. Pretty horrendous reffing in that match. Nidlova was finally beaten after going 181 consecutive minutes without a goal. That's unfortunate. Lakala made his first ever league appearance for us. Tunkara scored his first career league goal for us and his second career league goal for us. Makwakwana made his 25th league appearance for us. Minkube made his debut for us. Malongo made his league debut for us. Malongo made his competitive debut for us. Apparently I had used Johnson before and had just forgotten about him. But still, given that we had shit reffing and ended with a pretty weak side, I'm impressed that we got that win there. I'm pretty pleased with the guys. course, we're still in seventh because Wits have already played 3 matches at this point. Broca's 2, Highland Park's 2. Goal differential does matter with these teams, but we're not going to win on goal differential. This is not going to be a team that scores a lot. And also, this is not what the table's going to look like soon. Pirates down in 14th. That's not going to last. Tunkar is obviously our player of the match. We know that. Oh, fitness concerns already? That's what I was afraid of. We're already starting this fun game of taking people off the road when we need them. But I gotta do it, because if I don't rest him and he gets hurt, then I lose him for a lot longer. And he's at least one of the positions where I have a bit of depth. Oops, I meant to stop there, but I guess we're going through one more little bit of... Okay, nothing important happened. Alright, so we're going to just pop over to the schedule here. And coming up, we've got Kaiser Chiefs at home. 2 home matches, which will be nice. That'll give us a chance to recover a bit. Chiefs are a bit of a challenge, but beatable. And then we've got Supersport United, who are also decent sides. So we've got a couple of decent top sides coming up here. But both those matches are potentially winnable. The schedule's a little more friendly for them. It gets pretty cramped around Supersport. After Supersport, that week is going to be rough, but we should have a little bit more quality that we can put on the field. So yeah, next session should be another interesting one. And for now, thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great day.